Hey there, folks. Andre, the Game Idea Guy here, and I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit off the beaten path from gaming, even though it's still tied into technology and very likely would at some point be used in gaming, or a technology very similar would be used in gaming if it's not already being done now. You could kind of say that DLSS and different image upscalers are kind of similar, but they're not the same. And that's Veo 3. Google's AI video creation tool project that they've been working on. Now, I don't have any direct experience with Veo 3. I don't really have much experience with Veo 2. I do know that they have a whole site that's kind of dedicated to it that you can use to do your generation of different videos and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, looking at some of the videos that were straight up AI created, they look very real. I mean, outside of certain things happening where you can notice certain tells, and it takes a really keen eye to notice them, they're going to be near indistinguishable from true actual video footage going forward. They're going to start to get indistinguishable. And that's going to be a difficult barrier to deal with. Because if that can happen, that means that a lot of things need to be regulated almost immediately. And I know that there's somebody out there who's interested in this, and their first thought is, well, why do you want to put rules on what we can do with this? Because you got to think of all of the chaos that can come from this. Now, there are already people out there making meme videos on different political candidates and pundits and stuff like that. But just take recent tragedies where someone has passed away and somebody uses one of these things to manipulate people. That's potentially heartbreaking for someone. And it's not like the AI can't be trained to see that person's mannerisms, recreate their voice, recreate their look. That's the thing that's scary to me. That's the thing that I think needs to be worried about. That's the thing that I think needs heavy legislation. And I don't say that because I'm afraid of the AI itself. I'm afraid of what people will do with it. That's what I'm more afraid of. I'm afraid of what people will do with it. And a lot of this stuff is straight up text-based generation that I was looking at. That is worrying. That is very worrying. There are a lot of cool applications this could be used for, but there are so many horrible ways it could be used to. And I'm all for the cool applications as long as people are upfront about it and it is known what is being done with it. I'm for it. I'm for the cool applications. I'm for utilizing it to make mock-ups of things that you would like to practice in theory to see if they are viable. I like the idea of it being able to be used to create video footage for something that doesn't exist. Like maybe like me, you have ideas about things and you want to present that idea in a way that's digestible for other people, and this is a good way to do that. So for me, looking at it, I look at it from the creative side. I'm like, cool, there are so many fun things I can do with this. But then there's the human side of me that looks at this and is like, oh crap, there are so many horrible things people could do with this. And I know I have a horribly twisted imagination myself, even though I don't have the desire to cause harm to anyone. I do have a twisted imagination. If only you knew. But there are other people who have imaginations just as twisted as mine, if not worse, that actually do want to cause harm. That's what I worry about. I don't care how few people it is. That's still something to worry about. It only takes one person with malicious intent to turn something like this into a catastrophe. Just one. So there needs to be some sort of regulations put in place on what can be done with this. There really needs to be. Because otherwise we're going to be running into a situation where there are going to be people willy-nilly creating things. And people are going to be duped into thinking these things are real, just to find out it's not. And by the time they find out it's not, whatever harm and damage was going to be done will be done. Those are things that I have concerns with. And I think those are things that are worth exploring. Those are things that are worth being aware of, potentialities that could happen. Those things I think need to be potentially investigated or thought about. There needs to be someone who pushes this stuff to its limits to see how bad it can get, so that the regulations can be done to just to have like a broad line that we can't cross. That way, when we do see stuff like this, that stuff that is going to be horrible, and I have a feeling we are, but when we do see the horrible things that do come out of it, that aren't used for entertainment, that aren't used to explore a concept, that aren't used for scientific reasons, but for somebody to be malicious and to cause harm, then we need some sort of recourse for it. We need some way that there can be people to... There's got to be a way to punish the people who take this and run with it in detrimental ways. I know I'm having a hard time explaining this, but it's just the thought process. I'm thinking on multiple tiers here, but it's just that this has to be handled with a heavy dose of scrutiny, and it has to be done very carefully. And not by people who don't understand how this technology is evolving, but by people who want to see this used for positive reasons, not negative reasons, but that would think that it was a good idea to explore what those potential negative outcomes could be. I worry about how it can be used to be bad for people. That's where my major worry is how can this be used to cause harm to people? Because I can think of all the fun and fantastic ways it could be used. I can think of all the ways that this could be used to do some sort of special effects that might be too dangerous for an actual person to do, or to be able to, again, come up with a concept for a thing that's like this thing that's in your head. This idea is in your skull. You have had this thing playing in your mind rampantly forever, and you want to express it somehow. I'm for that. I am all for that concept. But I am scared of where this can go if it's unchecked. And I say that I'm not saying that lightly. I mean literally scared of where this can go if it's unchecked. I was worried about it back when we had the horrible Will Smith eating pasta videos or The Rock eating rocks videos. Because we, even back then, we could tell that those were horrible versions of AI video creation. But it wasn't horrible in the sense that we couldn't tell who it was or what it was. It was just horrible in the sense that it couldn't fully compose a picture or an image or a video without it looking wonky. But we knew exactly who it was. We knew who it was trying to be. We knew who it was trying to portray. And that was close enough to be concerning for me. And the majority of people will probably look like, yo, this would be awesome if we could do this, and this. I don't have a problem with those people. I don't have a problem with anybody that just looks at it for the novelty of it and the fun things that they can do with it. I don't have a problem with the people that are there for that. I worry about the people that want to do things behind the scenes or make some sort of... Listen, we are in stressed political times right now. I don't like talking politics, But this is one thing that worries me. And that is for someone to use videos portraying people, certain people, in a particular light that may not actually have happened, and then putting that out on Front Street and it causing an uproar or a fight or an argument or potentially even a war. That's how bad this can get. And that's what I worry about. I think that if we have regulations in place about how this stuff is supposed to be used and there are checks and balances for that, we'll be okay. There will be people who use it to cause harm, but then they won't be as many if it goes completely unchecked. And that's what worries me. That's where I draw the line. Because we could have a whole fake news report with fake evidence and fake everything that are out there for people to see, and it's used to cause outrage, it's used to cause fights, arguments, it's used to sow discontentment within people. And that is a viable thing right now. Again, I'm all for the fun, interesting uses of a thing. I'm for those. I'm for the fun, interesting uses of it. I am worried about the potential destructive uses of it. And I know somebody's going to feel like, well, but you're reaching into, most people aren't like that, but it doesn't matter if most people are like that or not. It matters if the few people who are like that are capable of getting the message that they're trying to push out. And the way the world is, the way we've seen how things go, the way the internet is currently, it wouldn't be the most surprising thing on the planet if someone decided to put out a message or an image or a video showing something disturbing happening to a certain set of people by another set of people and use that to fuel any sort of agenda that they have. That's what I worry about. We already have enough twisted people on this planet. Now we have the potential chance of those same twisted people having access to this and using it for nefarious means. That's what I worry about. I don't worry about the tool, I worry about the wielder of the tool. A hammer is just a hammer until someone's angry and wants to use it to bludgeon another person. That's what I worry about. That's my concern. Because I can think of all the fun applications I could use for something like Veo 3. I can think of so many fun ways I can use that to enhance the way I make videos, to add to the storytelling when I do want to get into other stuff. I can think of so many amazing ways to use it. And I would be upfront. Obviously, I would tell everybody, hey, this is AI generated. I don't have a problem with doing that. I don't have a problem with doing that because it's still my creativity that brings these things to life. It's just that this tool makes it easier. It gives me the potential chance to do something I couldn't do because I don't have the resources otherwise. But I am probably, in this case, one of many that want to use it for fun, cool, experimental stuff. There are other people who would love to use this for the worst possible outcomes ever. And that's something I think that we need to all be aware of. Which is why I'm even saying it. I think that the tool was cool. There's things that could be fun to do with it. And it makes me want to revisit some of my old videos and ideas that I had and see if I can get stuff made, like trailers made, that show off the idea I had in my head. And I would say, yes, this is an AI generated video, a proof of concept. That's all I would be doing with it. Other people? The majority probably want to do the same type of thing I want to do. Ooh, proof of concept videos. Oh man, this would be funny if this happened. Then you have people that are members of terrorist organizations. You have people who are members of discriminatory organizations and such that also may have access to this tool. And that's what worries me. Those people had access to other tools. And when they had access to those tools, they caused harm, they caused damage. They cause trauma. They cause pain. So that's the thing I'm leaving off with. So if you get the point of what I'm saying, I'm sorry that this was so long-winded, but it is a serious potential issue. And being the person I am, the technology and the gaming space is my happy place. I have to talk about this. I can't ignore it. I have to talk about this. I'm aware of it, so I have to say something about it. And I think that that's only right for me. I can't blame everyone else. I can't say, hey, well, why didn't you talk about this issue? No, Andre had to talk about this issue. Because this is something close to the environment he wants to stay in and he wants to be in. So he decided that he had to talk on it. But thank you everybody that got this far in. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody.